In July of 1969, humanity achieved something that once seemed impossible. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk on the moon, leaving footprints that changed history forever. But the astronauts didn't only leave footprints behind. They also left tools, equipment, and even bags of waste scattered across the lunar surface. Back then, nobody really worried about space pollution. Space felt endless, silent, and far too massive for humans to ever contaminate. But as years passed, humanity continued leaving more and more objects in orbit. Broken satellites, rocket parts, and lost equipment slowly turned space into a junkyard. In 2006, astronaut Suni Williams accidentally lost a camera while repairing the International Space Station. That single mistake created another piece of dangerous debris. Just 1 year later, astronauts lost a toolbox worth over $100,000 during another mission. Even tiny accidents in space can have serious consequences. Some space junk eventually falls back toward Earth and burns up inside the atmosphere. But many objects remain trapped in orbit for decades or even centuries. One famous example is Elon Musk's Tesla Roadster launched by SpaceX. Instead of returning to Earth, the car is still drifting endlessly through space today. During the early years of space exploration, scientists mostly ignored this problem. But modern space has now become dangerously crowded with debris. Thousands of satellites orbit Earth every single day. These machines power GPS, internet connections, weather forecasting, and communication systems around the world. But all these satellites face a deadly threat. Space debris travels around Earth at nearly 10 kilometers every second, faster than most bullets ever fired. Right now, more than 131 million pieces of junk orbit our planet. Some are massive like buses, while others are smaller than grains of sand. Even the smallest fragments can destroy expensive satellites instantly. At such extreme speeds, a tiny object can strike with explosive force. In 2009, an American communications satellite crashed into an old Russian satellite. The collision created thousands of dangerous debris fragments in a matter of seconds. Scientists fear a disaster called the Kessler Syndrome, a chain reaction where every collision creates more debris, leading to even more collisions afterward. If this nightmare becomes reality, entire satellite networks could disappear forever. Future space missions could become far more dangerous and nearly impossible. Fortunately, most falling debris burns up before reaching Earth's surface. So the chances of a spacecraft crashing into your home are still extremely low. However, not every object burns completely during re-entry. In 2022, a SpaceX capsule survived the fall and landed inside an Australian field. As more satellites are launched every year, the danger keeps increasing. Scientists know humanity can no longer ignore the growing problem above Earth. Part of the solution is simple in theory. Humans must stop creating unnecessary waste every time we launch missions into space. But space missions naturally produce debris in many different ways. Rocket launches leave behind covers, fuel waste, bolts, and broken mechanical parts. Since 1957, humanity has launched nearly 16,000 satellites into orbit. Most of them relied on disposable rockets that eventually became useless trash. Now researchers are developing smarter launch systems for the future. Some rockets can carry over 100 satellites during a single mission. NASA and private companies are also building special service satellites. These machines can repair, inspect, and even refuel old satellites already in orbit. Scientists are also searching for ways to clean existing debris from space. Some researchers propose giant lasers capable of pushing junk back toward Earth. Other companies want to build space tugboats that move dangerous debris away from crowded orbital paths. It sounds futuristic, but the threat is already very real. In the end, space junk reflects a larger human problem. If humanity truly wants to explore the universe, we must first learn how to clean up after ourselves.